Good morning, this is Nicholas from Gandor Gaming, and we got a brand new Dominus card. Now, this is a Dominus card in everything but name. It's a brand new trap card that goes with the Dominus archetype. If you don't know, Dominus is not technically an archetype, but it's a series of hand traps that are all trap cards. It's kind of like how the Solemns are like their own classification of cards, even though they're not monsters, they're just trap cards. Same thing here. This is a classification of trap cards to activate in hand. That is a series of cards. And this is the third one. We already know Dominus, Impulse, and Purge. This is the third one by the Palms of Kings. Really cool name. You can only activate the first card's name in this card once per turn. If you control no monsters in your graveyard, you can activate this card from your hand. It's a normal trap card. When your opponent activates a monster effect on field, you can't activate monster effects from hand, graveyard, or banishment until the end of the next turn. However, you also get to negate the effect of that card. Then, if you have a trap engraved, you can add one Dominus card from your deck to hand. So this is a hand trap that searches another hand trap, a Dominus card to be particular. And both Dominus Purge and Dominus Impulse are really powerful hand traps. Really insane cards. Now, I don't know what meta deck will be playing this one. It does search Impulse, which implies you would just play it in a deck that can play Impulse. However, it does have the restriction that once this card resolves, you can't activate cards from hand, grave, or banishment until the end of the next turn. That means on your turn as well. So decks that usually play on your turn, like, for example, Malice, Light Swarm, Tier Elements, any deck that's like, oh, I activate cards in grave, or like Drytron activates in hand, or Malice activates in the banish zone, well, those cards are turned off because you activated this card, the Palms of King. So I'm not really sure what meta deck will be using this card because the Dominus cards are already like kind of restrictive in the fact that you must control a certain type of attribute. So like there's like a certain typing with them. However, with this is like not only do you need to control a certain typing, because that's how you're such a good Dominus card, it also just locks you out of, again, graveyard, banishment, and hand effects until the end of next turn, which is a big deal. So it's weird because this card is basically saying, in order to play me, you can't play other hand traps. So you can't play Ash and Droll and Veiler, but you can't play cards like Imperm. Really good, solid alternative of a hand trap, but it conflicts with other hand traps. It's one of those things where there's going to be a series of decks that can play this and a series of decks that rather just play Ash and Droll and all the other bullshit hand traps in the game. Overall, it's just never a really powerful card. It's probably going to be a secret rare or an ultra rare. That'll be probably pretty expensive. Again, it searches cards, which is always good. A hand trap that searches hand traps is always good, especially if it's a negate. And overall, it's just a really good card. I just don't know what particular deck would probably be abusing this. We'll just have to see. Anyway, I hope you all enjoy. Don't think stupid. See you next one. And like and subscribe and all that. How do you feel about the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG? Do you think there's too many hand traps? Do you think there needs to be more hand traps like this? You all tell me in the comments what you think. Anyway, see you next one. Bye-bye.